and different conversation entirely. We are talking about a book, a 1,893-page compendium titled The Underpinnings, the Holy Band of Cherubim and Seraphim, historical and empirical. It's capturing its history, identity, global spread, and empirical research findings. With this Centenary book launch holding this Saturday, we are privileged to have the author with us, Babaladua Isreal Akinadewo. Am I correct, sir?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Akinadewo, Prelate, Motailatu Church, Cherubim and Seraphim Worldwide, and President, Organization of African Instituted Churches, Nigeria region. So thank you for joining us. Motailatu, what? Motailatu.
It simply means orderliness.
Orderly. Oh, okay. I just wanted to get that right. Okay. Let's begin this way. As a churchman, what motivated you to write a book of 1,893? And you also said that it would be 1,900 if some pages were counted. So what exactly motivated you to write such a book? I know this is not your first time of writing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, so I know you love to write, so what motivated you to write, this magnitude?
Thank you. Let me start from here. Firstly, if you are a preacher, you know that most preachers are also writers, in quotes. Then number two, everything that is inspired, anything that is done to this magnitude could only come from God. Then thirdly, I'm not just a preacher. I'm not just also a theologian. I'm also an academic. I am an associate professor of accounting. In fact, I'm an acting head of Department of Accounting, University of Ilesha. So I'm prepared for this. So then people say it's strange. You have been leader of CNS, but again things are changing. So the whole thing came about last year, just few weeks before we had the St. Mrs. Orimalade Memorial program. So the revelation came about the book. And God revealed to me quite a number of topics that will come. I started writing. It was as if it was a joke. And that was how it became.
How long did it take you to write that book?
Let me say it close to no more than a year. Of intensive writing. And again, because I don't have a social life outside church and the rest, I don't go to pastor, I don't go in, so I had the time to really concentrate on. And again, it's quite landmark. If you look at the time that the Cherubim and Seraphim came, formally now, I didn't say informally, formally in 1925, because it goes beyond 100 years. So formally, when it was established in 2025, you can't get hold of a particular book which captures the historical events of this great church. And we're in the millions.
Let's talk about the significance of having a compendium of Cherubim and Seraphim Church at this moment. What is the significance of writing that book?
Firstly, to appreciate God. Two, to acknowledge the anointing on the founder of Cherubim, which was St. Moses and thirdly, to put things in the right perspective. If we must not deceive ourselves, if we have to look at what is happening on social media, in quote, people will be saying, look at the CNS, look at the way, but that is not our practices. These are not our practices. That's not what we do. So anybody that really wants to, you can imagine for over 100 years, no institution, apart from Professor Noah Jehuda wrote something about Moses Urabe himself, but nobody has ever done extensive research on CNS. So everything is just, people are just following. There's no document. You can't go to any archive and see very strong document about it. So that motivated, it goes beyond just historical. It brought about hundreds related CNS churches. CNS churches are more than 30,000. More than that. And then the empirical aspect of it, which to validate in terms of scientific.
Okay, so how would you now describe the value of this book, for future generation?
It's priceless. And what I mean by priceless means that generations yet unborn would always make reference to this. This is about how it came about, the successive leaders, how schism started, how the churches spread. Then what do we use bell for? Water, staff, all those things. Then other things you are seeing, they are not actually part of CNS. Other things that are not holy, they are not part of CNS.
And if you want to know,
if you don't know CNS, go and read the book. By the time you read almost a 2,000-page book, you know what it means.
Okay, the book is divided into 3 major sections: historical, chronicles, and empirical. Can you quickly give us an overview of what this section, each section contains?
Number 1, the historical started with the issue of the founder, Moses Olumalade, how he was conceived, how miracle started when the mother was carrying his pregnancy, when the mother found it difficult to carry wood, and somebody spoke from her womb and said, she shouldn't worry, I will carry it on your behalf. Yes, that was how he was. That was in Ikare, the old western region of Nigeria, Ondo State. And it started from there. It went through the north from Ikare. God asked him to come before he journeyed to Lagos. And through that, how he now died at the age of 54, and wife's leadership continued like that. How the church became formally in 1925, September, Seraph. But again, if you look at the Cherubim and Seraphim, but the Seraphim, God gave the name in September 1925, but Cherubim was added in May 1926 to make it to be Cherubim and Seraphim. There are 2 angels in the Bible. If you look at Isaiah chapter 6, you will see the 2 of them beside the Lord. So that was how it became Cherubim and Seraphim. Apparently, it is not really a church, it is a band. That's why it is called the Holy Band of Cherubim and Seraphim. Then when we get into Chronicles, when you look at the churches, okay, we have, let me not start, just mention just few. Apart from the others, we have the Eternal Sacred of Cherubim, we have the Sacred Cherubim, we have the Praying Band, we have the Motorado Church Maro, you have quite a lot, Holy Flock, you have the Society, you have quite a lot.
Okay, so let's talk about the book launch proper now.
Okay.
Who are the invitees? Who are we expecting, to attend this book launch?
Yeah, apparently the president of the nation is invited. Yes, the first lady also, of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, outside our own governor, and the first lady in Lagos State, and almost all diverse Christian leaders, they are actually coming. It is done, and I can tell you 5 professors are coming. Not just professors from premier universities in this country to review. We have Professor Dapashabi from American Communion to do the lead presenter. We have Professor from Ekwa, Yusufu Turaki, to be the lead keynote speaker. We have Professor Bubule from OAU to review one of the sections. We have Professor Yemi Akinadewo from OAU as well to review the empirical aspect. Because if you look at the empirical aspect, it's combining social management sciences way of econometrics with theology. So it's quite a unique one. And the last professor is a former HOD of Religious Studies, University of Ibadan, Professor Kehinde Jacob Anyatayo.
Okay, just before we go, what should participants expect, at the book launch, and when is it, where is the venue of the book launch, and what time does it start?
It starts in 10 a.m. on Saturday, which is tomorrow, and the venue is the LTV 8 Blue Roof, over 10 o'clock, and of course, from the theme for that lecture tomorrow, you realize that it's not just about presenting books, it's about the delivering lectures, papers that will build the best, people to know the real CNS, what it is.
Okay. I keep saying that I'll call it a 2,000-page long book. So what are the biggest challenges you faced, during your compilation, during writing of that book?
I think the major challenge and obstacle happens to be respondents. Majorly, if you look at the CNS in those days, we were not publicizing anything. CNS was like in a way that even miracles and the rest, you won't see any CNS making noise all over. So because of that, many people did not even know a lot of miracles being done by the prophets of old. So apparently when I sent out questionnaire, several people ignored. Several people did not do it. God only made it easier for me because of my position as the president of the Organization of African Churches and the privilege of a CNS church. So it would have been not have been easier. But then somebody that grew up up. My generation has already been saying, we've never known any other denomination. So all these things that I'm compiling, they are facts and facts and facts. They are things that I grew up with, and these are things. So when I see other practices that they are basically strange, so that is why I said, look, it is better for the public to get hold of
the book is not just for the Cherubim and Seraphim movement itself. It's for everybody who needs to know.
It's for everybody
who's interested.
In fact, if you look at the empirical, all the Christian leaders, when we went for a meeting in Enugu or so, in one of these eastern states, about so we had to administer questionnaires for them to answer about what they feel about the Cherubim and Seraphim. That's what brought about the empirical, and it became positive. So look, people that read it.
What has been the reactions of your fellow members of the church?
Fantastic. I can tell you, no single individual, everybody is happy. You know, these are things that have been strange for years. Go to the universities, the religious department, goes to seminaries, you don't see everything like courses that has to do with studying of Cherubim and Seraphim. But this has broken the barrier.
It has broken the barrier, because I have never ever seen a 2,000-page-long book before. Thank you very much for sharing this insight, and of course for documenting a century of Cherubim and Seraphim Church with so much depth, you know, especially when you go through the sections, you know, that was listed. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We've been talking with Babaladua Isreal Akinadewo, prelate, Motailatu Church, Cherubim and Seraphim Worldwide. Is also the president organization of African Instituted Churches, Nigeria region. Thank you once again.
Thank you, madam.
We're going to a short break. When we come back, the conversation continues.